Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Burner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details. Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Burner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to the Whispering Woods extra episode. I've got to say, I had to re-record this introduction because we did the whole podcast, and then somehow I lost the introduction. So you will hear Toby come in at the end. I've got one long story today, and it is on the same theme, so Season of the Witch, and this is all about a cursed village. Are you ready for the story? High in the foothills of the Moncayo Mountains in Aragon sits Trasmoz, a village unlike any other in Spain. It clings to the hillside, a scatter of stone houses beneath the broken shell of its castle. Today, fewer than 70 people live there. Yet for all its smallness, Trasmoz carries a story larger and darker than most cities could ever claim. It's the only village in Spain ever excommunicated by the Catholic Church. And more than that, it's the only place upon which the Church itself laid a curse. A malediction so severe that only the Pope could lift it. For more than 5 centuries, that curse has remained unbroken. The landscape around Trasmoz is one of stark beauty. The Moncayo range, often shrouded in mist or snow, towers above the village. Cold winds sweep down through the forests, and in winter, the peaks gleam white against the grey sky. The castle, built in the 12th century, dominates the view. Once a fortress of lords and soldiers, it is now a hollow ruin, its walls blackened by centuries of fire and neglect. It's here among these stones that the legend and history first entwined. In the 13th century, Trasmoz was prosperous. Its mines yielded silver and iron. Its forests supplied timber, and trade flowed steadily through the region. But with wealth came temptation. The lords of the castle, so the stories say, turned to counterfeiting. Night after night, the clang of hammers on metal rang out from within the fortress walls as false coins were struck. The villagers below heard the noise, but were told a different tale. The sounds, it was said, were not forgers at all, but witches at their work. Cauldrons boiling, chains rattling, spells being brewed in the darkness. The rumour spread quickly. People avoided the castle after sundown, fearful of what they might encounter. The deception worked. The coiners were never caught, and Trasmoz gained a new reputation, a village of witches. From then on, the association stuck fast. For centuries afterwards, the castle was believed to be a place of sorcery. Covens were said to gather there, Sabbaths held in the shadows of the ruined towers, rituals performed under the light of the full moon. Even Spain's great romantic poet, Gustavo Adolfo Bécquer, drew on the eerie tales of Trasmoz when he stayed nearby in the 1860s, weaving them into his Gothic writings. The name was never forgotten, the village of witches. But the legend alone was not enough to damn Trasmoz. That came from a feud, one born not of witchcraft, but of politics, money, and pride. Trasmoz was unique in medieval Aragon. While most communities were bound to monasteries or feudal lords, Trasmoz was independent. Its people paid no tithes, no church taxes, and lived under no lord's authority. Christians, Jews, and Muslims lived side by side, trading and working without the oversight of the church. This freedom enraged the monks of Ruilla Abbey, just a few miles away. The abbey was powerful, its lands extensive, its wealth drawn from the tithes of surrounding villages. To see Trasmoz thriving without paying a penny filled the monks with bitterness. In 1252, conflict flared. The abbey accused Trasmoz's villagers of stealing firewood from its lands. The quarrel grew heated, and the abbot, unwilling to let the matter rest, turned to the Archbishop of Trasona for punishment. The verdict was swift and severe. Trasmoz was excommunicated. No sacraments could be received there, no mass could be held, no villager could be buried in consecrated ground. For a medieval community, this was a death sentence of the spirit. Yet Trasmoz endured. The people, accustomed to their independence, continued on as before. Their mixed faiths and strong trade meant that life could carry on, even in defiance of Rome. The bitterness between the abbey and the village only deepened. More than 2 centuries later, in the early 1500s, the feud reached breaking point. This time the quarrel was over water, the most precious resource in Aragon's dry climate. The monks of Ruilla diverted irrigation channels from the Moncayo Mountains, depriving Trasmoz's fields. Crops withered, tempers flared, and Don Pedro Manuel, Eximus de Aruria, Lord of Trasmoz, gathered armed men to restore the water by force. The conflict escalated into violence. Only the intervention of King Ferdinand II prevented open war. After hearing both sides, the king ruled in favour of Trasmoz. The abbey's actions had been unjust, and the village was restored to its rights. Humiliated, the monks turned to Rome. In 1511, Duke Julius II granted them permission to do what no other abbey had ever done, to lay a curse upon a whole village. One night, the clerics of Ruilla gathered in their chapel. They recited Psalm 108, a psalm regarded by the church as a weapon of malediction. Its words, spoken in Latin, called down ruin and misfortune upon Trasmoz. With those verses, the excommunication was bound with a curse, sanctioned by the Pope himself. Only another Pope could lift it. No Pope ever has. Not long after, calamity struck. In 1520, a fire consumed Trasmoz Castle, leaving it gutted and broken. Then came the expulsion of Spain's Jews in 1492, and its Muslims in the decades that followed. Many families of Trasmoz, once a diverse community, were driven into exile. The population, which legend claims once numbered in the thousands, dwindled to a fraction of its former size. The castle fell into ruin. The village grew poorer, more isolated and more forgotten. Yet the curse remained. Even as Trasmoz declined, its dark reputation grew. The Inquisition's shadow fell upon Aragon, and Trasmoz, already branded as a village of witches, became a target for suspicion. Tales spread of Sabbaths held in the woods, of charms, curses, and dealings with the devil. Accusations followed. Some women were burned, others beaten or lynched by their neighbours. The legend of witchcraft became a weapon used against the vulnerable. The most infamous tragedy came in 1860. A plague swept through the village, and fear turned to scapegoating. Blame fell on an old woman, Joaquina Bona Sanchez, known to all as Tia Casca. Eccentric and solitary, she was accused of cursing the town. A mob dragged her to the castle well and threw her into its depths. She was killed, remembered ever since, as the last witch of Trasmoz. Today her story is not forgotten. A wrought iron statue of Tia Casca stands in the castle courtyard, a woman astride a broom, both a memorial and a warning. By the 20th century, Trasmoz was nearly empty. No shops, no school, only a single bar kept the community alive. The church technically still existed, but no mass could be held there under the weight of the old excommunication. For centuries, Trasmoz seemed fated to vanish altogether, yet the curse itself kept its memory alive. In the early 2000s, as Spain sought to revive its shrinking rural villages, Trasmoz found its answer. Rather than shy away from its grim past, the villagers embraced it. In 2007, the first Feria Brujeria, the witchcraft fair, was held. On the first Saturday of June, Trasmoz comes alive. Thousands pour into its narrow streets, far outnumbering the villagers themselves. Stalls sell herbal remedies and charms made from the Moncayo's plants. Tarot cards are read, spells are demonstrated, and actors in hoods and habits recreate scenes of witch trials in chains, battling in the castle halls. At the heart of this festival is the crowning of the Bruja del Ano, the Witch of the Year, awarded to a local with knowledge of herbs and traditions. Winners hang a plaque upon their homes, proud heirs of cursed legacy. The ruined castle, partly restored, now houses the Museum of Witchcraft. Cauldrons, crucifixes, charms, and even counterfeit coins tell the long tale of the village. What was once shame has become salvation. The curse that threatened to erase Trasmoz now draws thousands of visitors each year. The villagers wear it as a mark of identity, even pride. And yet, for all the laughter and celebration of the festival, the curse remains. Trasmoz is still excommunicated. It is still cursed. Only the Pope can lift it, and no Pope has shown interest in doing so. The villagers themselves have no desire to ask. To remove the curse would be, they say, to erase the very heart of their story. So the curse endures. As twilight falls over the Moncao, the castle looms black against the sky. The iron statue of Tia Casca gazes out from the courtyard, her broom poised in defiance. The village lies in silence beneath its ancient malediction, both condemned and sustained by it. Trasmoz remains what it has been for centuries, a cursed village, a village of witches, a place where faith, fear and legend are bound together in stone and story. Trasmoz remains what it has been for centuries, a cursed village, a village of witches, a place where faith, fear and legend are bound together in stone and story. In the villages that surround the Moncao Mountains, the name of Tia Casca has never faded. Even long after her brutal death, she is said to wander in visions and dreams. One story tells of a child asleep in her home in nearby Vera de Moncao, who awoke in terror after a vivid dream. A woman dressed in all black glided silently into her room, passing through one window and out the other without pause. The figure hovered, then beckoned. The child rose and followed her into the night sky, soaring without a broom, drawn by a force that was both terrifying and irresistible. In the family's telling, the woman was Tia Casca herself, the last witch of Trasmoz, restless even in death, seeking companions in the darkness. To this day, some locals say that Casca still roams the dreams of children, reminding them of the price of fear and superstition. Trasmoz Castle, burned and broken in the 16th century, still groans with noises that defy explanation. Visitors describe the rattle of chains echoing across the battlements, though no one is there to drag them. Some claim to hear hammering deep within the walls, as if the forgers who once made false coins still ply their trade under cover of night. Others hear scraping, footsteps, and voices carried on the wind, muffled but urgent. Locals say these are the ghosts of witches condemned in Trasmoz, bound to the castle's stones for eternity. Though the witch trials have long since ended, many who visit Trasmoz remark on an uncanny feeling in the air, a sense that the village has not entirely emptied of its witches. Some residents still practice herbal remedies, gathering plants from the Moncao hills for charms and cures. While these are part of Aragon's folk traditions, outsiders often interpret them as the lingering hand of witchcraft, their bloodline stretching back centuries. The curse laid upon Trasmoz in 1511 has seeped into its very stones. Walk through the streets and you find reminders everywhere. Dark tourism guides point to ruined walls and hollow wells, speaking of necromancy and forbidden rituals said to have been practiced here. They tell of satanic rites and covens that gathered when the moon was full. Even if such stories are exaggerated and imagined, the belief is powerful. Whether blessing or burden, the curse endures, whispering through the ruins of the castle and chapel.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Berner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
This is an amazing story. I love the folklore about the witches were in the castle, but really they were forging money. And the part about the Catholic Church putting a curse on the village. It all going wrong. I don't love that part. But the curse is still in place, and that the people there say, like, no, we want it left here now because it makes us money again.
Yeah.
It's like full circle.
Money is king.
It's like turning that fortune around and saying, well, all right, we're going to make the most of this then. Love it.
They're dragging it.
Is that what you young people call it? Dragging it out, is it? Or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Or milking it.
Milking it, I know that one.
That's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed and catch up with you again soon.
We will indeed. We will catch you again on Sunday. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Burner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.